Hey, welcome back, guys. Today's video we are talking about gardening and clay. So if you follow this channel, I planted, well, this is pretty much the first year that I really direct seeded planted right into clay. So I can tell you for sure you can grow crops in clay. I've got corn, beans, peas. I've got some zucchini. I think I got cucumbers, kale. What else? That might be it. You can absolutely plant in clay. You do have to do some work on it. You got to keep it moist. I did a little YouTube short on this a couple weeks ago when stuff kind of started. And now we've had a few rains, lots of sun, and it's really taken off. So I just wanted to do a little more in-depth video and explain what I did on my property. I'm out in Niagara Falls, Canada side. You know, not up in the nice Niagara on the lake where they have all the nice wine. It's heavy clay out here. So yeah, I'm mostly really impressed. I didn't think I was going to get hardly any food, and I'm harvesting every single day on some stuff. So why don't we head in the garden real quick, and I'll show what I've got going on. All right, so behind me you can see the veggie garden. Again, if you're new to this channel, you can go back and look at how we constructed this little. It's about 50 by 50, if I'm not mistaken. I originally started with raised cinder blocks, like raised garden beds using cinder blocks, and we brought in a lot of soil. And obviously we had great success with the good soil. And then we went and changed it up. So there is technically a little bit of good soil in that. So it's not 100% clay. I kind of lied there. But once you get in there and see, you'll see it. It's mostly good old-fashioned hardened clay. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick shot of the outside. Fence is starting to get a bit wonky on me. Structurally, it's good. I got to hit it with a couple more staples because I guarantee you right now we can go in and find a rabbit. So let's go see. This is what we got going on. Now I've got a little bit of weeding to do, that's for sure. But yeah, what you see here, I got corn, which is still growing pretty good. Oh, I see something coming up there. And there, look at that, that's new. Yeah, the corn's coming up, and the mosquitoes are out. Damn it. We just had a huge rainfall from that hurricane that came through, so in the south in Texas. So yeah, my corn's doing good. The beans and the bees, you call them bees? The beans and the peas are doing really good. I gotta pick them daily because of the damn rabbits, but I'm really impressed. So these were basically raised. I tilled the whole thing up, went through with a shovel, mounted up some rows, because we did do this last year, and what happened was, I tilled it all, which really brought the ground level down. It rained a whole pile and everything died. It got so overwatered. And we pretty much had nothing last year, just a whole pile of weeds. We gave up, it sucked. So I went ahead, I mounted everything up this time, and I'm really happy I did because I'm getting drainage, stuff's growing. Carrots, yeah, that's the main one. I have a whole row of carrots here. Haven't really dug down to see how they're really doing, but they're growing up so I'll let those be for a little while longer. I can see again, I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to harvest, but I'll bring you zoomed in here a little bit more and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So what I ended up doing with the clay in here is I brought several bucket loads of compost and manure from out back. I got a whole another section of the property where I store all my manure from the neighbors. And I tilled that in, and it really helped keep the moisture going. So I tilled it in, I took more, and I just kind of piled it up on top of the beds. But it made a huge difference in just, I think, mostly, you know, it helps keep the clay moist because, you know, you got to water every day. So every day I come out here. I was going to spend the time and do a drip irrigation system, but unfortunately, we are selling this property. So I don't really want to invest a whole lot of more time into automated stuff. So I'm going hand watering for now, and it's working. I'm just hitting the rows best I can. You know, I got weeds growing, but even with all the weeds, you know, I go through every week or two and try to pick out the weeds that are around the roots of the crops, just so it's not taken away from it. And I'm still getting food. So, you know, as much as you want a weed-free garden and you want it to look like that beautiful Instagram, picture, you know, the reality of it is you still get food and just gotta, you know, you gotta stay on top of it. I have noticed like when a lot of weeds get close to specific plants, you know, then they start dying off, and I pick the weeds and then they come right back. So it is it's a chore, but you don't have to be perfect, is my my point. I don't know if you can see in the back there, I've got these black tubes. Inside of there is triple mix. So everything in there is just taken right off. Like, took no time at all. But, you know, when you spend $50 a yard, you get crops. So yeah, let me show you out back on where I store my manure, because I think that is the key ingredient on having a good garden with clay. I cannot believe it. There are horse flies out right now. Woo! All right, well, I'm not going to get too deep into it. Whoa. But I've got a nice big open field here that I've been working on for the last several years clearing. Essentially, it's been those big giant, not giant, but those tall, you know, 12-foot tall saplings, and I've cleared it all out, and this is kind of where I bring my dump trailer in, and I dump it. So the stuff there is several years old, and it's just turning into like dirt. It's really cool. I'm going to get a close-up shot, and I'll spin the camera around and I'll show you kind of what I've gotten done in the last few years. If you follow this channel, I've, you know, like I said, I've been clearing this little area here. I was planning on doing a massive veggie garden, and oh man, the mosquitoes. We got to go quick. There's a shot of the manure there. It's really nothing fancy, but it's really incredible how, you know, poop. So this is like horse manure, some chicken, just some different farms around the area, and it's kind of all mixed together at this point. But you know, how it breaks down and just turns into, you know, black gold looking stuff. Oh, I'm just getting eaten alive. Woo. So several years ago, yeah, I bought a flail mower, and this was all forest essentially. Like I said, 12-foot saplings. So I went ahead, I cut it all down, I tilled these 2 garden beds, and I've been adding that manure in. Unfortunately, the weeds have gotten to her. Like I said, I had plans on making a bigger garden this year, but that kind of changed. But yeah, now the soil is really, really moist. It's been broken down. Like, you don't get those clumps anymore like you traditionally do with, you know, clay. Like, once it dries, it's just like a cinder block, right? This stuff, it's much smaller and finer. And like I said, I've built it up over the years. So it takes time, but you can grow veggies in clay. It really just takes, it takes a lot of work. You'd almost be better off to just find some topsoil from somebody and kind of sprinkle that in, but I'm a little too cheap for that. So everything I've done here has essentially been free from, you know, local farms. And, you know, part of being a homesteader is to get her done, you know, on as cheap as possible, right? I don't have the money to go out and do 2 50-foot long beds of triple mix or gardening soil or whatever. So you make do with what you got. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Again, last time I'll say it, if you're new here, definitely think of subscribing. Although we're selling this property, I am going to be expanding to another, hopefully a slightly smaller little homestead. We've got 10.5 acres here, and it's a lot. So I'd be much more happier with like 2 to 5 acres. But we're still pumping out videos. I know they're coming slow and very infrequently now, but I am still I'm starting to get that spark back, you know what I mean? So if you can see behind me, I got a bunch of power poles, some trees. I got a sawmill that I've been working on lately, pumping out some lumbers. Lots of stuff going on all the time. It's just a matter of finding time to record it. So I do want to say thanks for all the supporters who've stuck through the last probably been 4 or 5 years now. We hit the 10,000 subscriber mark there a few months back, and I do really appreciate it. And I do respond to almost all the comments. Some sneak by, but you know, I do what I can. Anyhow, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.